So, spoiler alert for Daredevil Born Again, episodes 1 and episode 2. Now, there's a certain character introduced in the show. This character being Muse. Muse is a serial killer who does graffiti and has a lot of different things going on. We did see somebody who could be Muse, and that's why I say he was introduced. It is a character that I think is not really a big name actor, but a lot of people are theorizing that this is Muse, and it's maybe a little obvious because he does meet with Heather in episode 2, where he talks that he needs a little help, and they're going to try to like rearrange some scheduling so that he can see her. But it seems like this character is Muse. Now, who is Muse? Like, again, he was a serial killer who does graffiti. The theory here that I'm proposing, and I've seen some people talk about it on Twitter, but I want to kind of escalate it. What if Muse is the key component this season? So it's not Bullseye, it's not Kingpin, but it's Muse. Muse is a newer character, so there's not too much backstory on him other than those few things. But the theory goes like this. Muse has a direct connection to Matt Murdock, to Daredevil, and also has a direct connection to Wilson Fisk, to Kingpin. That is through Heather. Now that he's seeing Heather for therapy sessions, he has direct conflict with both Kingpin and Daredevil. Kingpin is seeking Heather's help as well in terms of couple counseling. This is a direct route to Vanessa Fisk. Wilson Fisk is, his gold, what he loves. I believe, and again, take this with a grain of salt, but this is something interesting. I believe Muse will kill Vanessa. Hence, he is a serial killer and he's going to do some bad things. He doesn't like Wilson Fisk. He's going to kill Vanessa when he finds out in certain ways that Heather has been helping the Fisk. It's kind of helped their marriage. I think he's going to somehow find a way to kill her. But at the same time, with kind of his thing with Matt, he's going to find out in some way that Daredevil is also seeing Heather, his therapist. And once he's kind of gotten everything he wants out of her, he'll take her out. Now, the other connection I'm not 100% sure about, but White Tiger. White Tiger was introduced, and there is a small connection between White Tiger and Kingpin, where they kind of have a little bit of an issue with their marriage. I think at the same time, there's a reason why White Tiger was introduced this season, not only for one reason, but also to set the grounds as why Muse is a serial killer. He's going to go after his wife as well. So he's going after everybody's wives in this show. And I think that's going to start the issues between everybody. I mean, obviously, Daredevil being the main character of the Daredevil series, he's going to be going after Muse after what happens. Maybe it will start off with White Tiger's wife, then go on to Wilson Fisk's wife, Vanessa, which would be a huge twist in the show, and then ending off with Heather once he's gotten everything done with. This could be a really interesting thing. We do know in certain parts that Heather will be in at least a couple more episodes in Vanessa, because there is like a gala they see that they're both at, so that's interesting. I think at the same time, this will bring Kingpin and Matt back to their alternate egos, their alternate personas. Now, I don't know about White Tiger, but Matt at this time has given up the role of Daredevil, kind of coming back, but I think maybe at some point, maybe we technically won't see him as Daredevil again, because and this is a leak now. This was a leak from a certain part earlier where Matt wasn't supposed to wear the Daredevil costume until around episode 4, episode 5 in the original series, which a lot of people didn't like. Maybe they kept the same elements to that and he won't put it on until Heather is killed. Now, this could be something that happens relatively quickly, but there is 9 episodes, but this is a theory. But I also think that it will unleash Wilson Fisk to be Kingpin again, go to his mob mentality rather than be the mayor that he is right now. White Tiger is a whole different thing. I don't see him, and unfortunately, the actor who played him passed away, but I don't see him being in it past this season, so maybe we could see some type of conflict between Muse and White Tiger. I'm not 100% sure about this, but let me know what you think of this theory down below. Would you want to see something like this to kind of set the grounds for why Muse is a serial killer? I mean, I feel like it makes pretty good sense. And, it's a good way to kind of unleash these characters to go back to these personas. Matt, obviously, with what happened with Foggy, is not Daredevil right now. Kingpin is trying to give up that life in a way, or kind of, stage it in certain ways. And White Tiger is kind of this new thing that we're going to kind of learn this season. I think this could be a really interesting element to the show. Establish Muse as a real bad guy, and also explain why Matt is kicking the shit out of him later in the trailer, because they do eventually meet. We do see a certain scene, by the way, in the trailer where it looks like Muse is carrying somebody on like a subway tunnel. I feel like that could, kind of be his serial killer thing going on. I don't know what he's doing, but let me know what you think of this down below.